Derealization paints the external world through an unreal, distant, distorted lens, casting a haze on perceptions and stripping them of spontaneity and depth. This symptom, often triggered by extreme stress, derealization creates a disconnect between a person and the outside world. Similarly, depersonalization leads to an estranged relationship with one's own body and mental processes. Though they often coexist, these conditions can also manifest independently. Persistent derealization is quite unusual, often stemming from occipital, temporal dysfunction. Prolonged or repeated episodes could hint at various psychological issues and can cause considerable distress. Nonetheless, most people sporadically experience temporary symptoms of this nature at some point, particularly during traumatic events. Describing the sensation of derealization can be likened to a virtual barrier between oneself and the world, like a hazy fog or glass floor. It may cause the lackluster appearance of the ever-familiar surroundings and also a reduced emotional response to loved ones. Notions of déjà vu or jamais vu become remarkably familiar. Landscapes may seem unfamiliar and dreamlike. Questioning the certainty of perceived reality can become routine. Normally, familiarity with our surroundings contributes to our sensory, psychological identity and memories. However, during derealization, this identifying foundation can become blocked. This blocking effect creates a space between the usual perception of one's environment and the unusual perception during a derealization episode. Derealization often coexists with incessant worrying or intrusive thoughts, which can slowly build anxiety unnoticed, recognized only after a crisis, often taking the form of a panic attack. This unnoticed anxiety can be debilitating, leading to avoidance behaviors. The worry about the root of their derealization often causes further distress to the individuals, making it hard to believe that it's all just due to anxiety. This, in turn, fuels the condition. Moreover, derealization has been associated with hindrances in learning, specifically in immediate recall and visuospatial deficits. This cognitive impairment can be best understood by the sensation of perceiving events in the third person. The prevalence of prolonged or repeated episodes of derealization among individuals who have undergone severe trauma, or those with post-traumatic stress disorder (PTSD), has been critically analyzed in various scientific investigations. These extensive studies highlight a deep connection between these disorders, as an anomalously high number of PTSD patients report frequent derealization and depersonalization experiences, as high as 30s, starkly contrasting with the general population rate at around 2. This is particularly profound in individuals traumatized in childhood. Many theories have been put forth in an attempt to elucidate these observations, the most popular of which suggests that trauma victims may involuntarily or consciously distance themselves from their own perception and environment to escape the traumatic event and its associated emotional impact. This is especially applicable to depersonalization. This propensity not only accentuates the likelihood of facing issues with derealization and similar dissociative ailments, but also a comprehensive range of associated disorders. In cases of childhood trauma, kids are more susceptible as they lack the capacity to deploy healthier tactics to handle emotional stress resulting from the traumatic event. Furthermore, evidence confirms that trauma can substantially hinder learning and development, particularly because children facing such ordeals are less likely to encounter quality parenting. These factors invariably escalate the predisposition to unfavorable psychological states, encompassing dissociative disorders, manifesting as derealization symptoms at times. Some neurophysiological investigations have underscored disruptions in the function of the frontal temporal cortex, which might clarify the observed correlation between derealization symptoms and temporal lobe disorder. This is further corroborated by testimonies detailing frontal lobe epilepsy patients experiencing depersonalization symptoms, while those with temporal lobe epilepsy reportedly show derealization. Symptoms. Such observations insinuate that these dissociative symptoms may stem from malfunctioning brain regions or underline the significant role these brain areas play. Derealization is a prevalent psychosomatic manifestation found in various anxiety disorders, particularly hypochondria. Still, it is currently defined as a distinct psychological predicament in light of its occurrence as a symptom within numerous pathologies. The withdrawal from tramadol can induce a sensation of disconnection from reality, commonly known as derealization. This can often come accompanied by symptoms of psychosis such as anxiety, paranoia, and hallucinations. In a research context, interoceptive exposure exercises have been shown to trigger feelings of derealization and the related denotation, depersonalization, particularly in individuals with a high sensitivity to anxiety. Effective exercises can involve short bouts of hyperventilation, or focusing on a mirror, or spiral derealization is prominently featured in pop culture, as seen in Bo Burnham's 2021 comedy special Bo Burnham Inside. In the song That Funny Feeling, derealization is highlighted as a key theme.